We're going live. Yo, what's going on, dudes?
Puedes oírme.
What are you guys doing?
Okay.
Oh shit, Arvid's here.
Agarra.
I know.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, we're
Headphones.
so we were hanging out in Discord and we were having such a nice flow about what we were talking about that I thought it'd be kind of cool to just fucking bring it online and make some content out of it.
Content, yeah. What up, Arvid?
Is it 420 yet?
It's some 420
somewhere.
Oh, dude.
Somewhere in the multiverse, it's 420, bro.
Oh, dude.
That's exactly what he's saying. Like we were talking on Discord. And he's like, dude, we should just take this online, like on stream right now and just do this, like talk and like smoke some weed and talk about stuff. We got a good flow going. And I'm just sitting there kind of thinking, I'm like, we do? Like,
Fuck.
Gotta catch the stream, bro.
Oh man. Dude.
Yeah, we were just talking about random shit in the back.
Oh, man.
yeah, both Matt and I are like gamers as well as like
yeah.
so like,
man.
like we enjoy the video games.
Man.
Yeah, dude. So one of the things we were talking about backstage was Rockstar getting their fucking Grand Theft Auto 6 like development footage released. So somebody
got hacked.
Yeah. Whoa. Someone
hacked their
that.
shit.
Information breach.
Yeah, we've got an information breach
on a mass scale. Like they got code and actual footage.
Source
Whoa.
code. I'm talking Jake Gyllenhaal on the train source code, dude. They got the real deal. And then it was like, I would like to negotiate. So whoever like took their shit is like, I'm ready to negotiate, or I can release it.
Wow. What did they do? What did they do?
What did they do?
Yeah, like did they cave? Did they do it?
I don't know. This is like in flux right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like I guess over the last 24 hours there's been all this footage of Grand Theft Auto 6, but it's not like, hey, check out my awesome new game. It's like straight development. Like you could see like internal workings of the characters, like where the guns are pointed. You can see like geometry and shit.
See, that's almost like industry information wise though. That's almost worth more.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want that shit. Like, because they've got special sauce. There's not just a reason that like Rockstar games don't just magically become good. Like there's a special sauce like behind the curtain.
Totally.
That like you don't really want people to be seeing, like
yeah. No, totally. Man, that's wow. Right?
In the same way that like filmmakers, like unless sometimes you get like special features on stuff, you don't get to see like their early drafts of like where it was all being like brainstormed and like formulated into like this dope thing that like we end up enjoying.
Was it the Russians? Was it the Bangladeshis?
Hockey's leaving because he's upset. What happened?
Hockey's leaving?
Okay.
Hockey did this? Was this CG again? Was this alt-right trolls? It was alt-right trolls.
I'm sorry. Man. I don't know. Oh, wait. Maybe Hockey's leaving because we went live and we kind of just jumped right into shit. We didn't acknowledge the chat like at all. Hey, everybody out there. What's up? What up, Hockey?
Oh, wow.
What up, Trader? What up, Passmaster Dan?
Hey, everybody.
Thank you all for being here for a random
I thought it was backstage. I'm glad I didn't say anything embarrassing.
Yeah.
Man. Oh,
Arvid, are you high? Like you're tripping me out, dude.
What up, dude? No, man. What? All right.
I was like, you don't smoke.
I don't.
You sure are acting like you're pulling a full Jim Brewer. Where like it's kind of convincing. Like, are you?
Totally.
Never man, like we gotta get some like Funyuns. And, those little cheesy thingies.
I went to Costco. I got a freaking mega load of freaking. Whoa, Matt. I got a mega load of Pringles.
look at that.
Outrageous, monsieur. Outrageous. Okay, guess I gotta go, guys. I'll come back later.
Get the fuck out of here.
I shall return.
FO. Just kidding, buddy.
I get to show what I'm doing too. There's one panel.
Are you showing that?
No.
We could show this. Let's see. Have you guys ever seen this British show called The Prisoner? Is that where they like had the dude locked up in a fucking village? That was like, it was like a prison, but a village prison, but like a prison of his mind. Is that what we're talking about?
I haven't seen that. No. Here.
Here, what?
You can tap on me.
Tap on me. Tap on you. Ping chong. Ping. Ninja. Like, share, sub. Like, share, and sub. Okay, so what else were we fucking talking? I need to let me fry some bacon here.
There was I have some kind of cool news.
What's up?
My art studio got hired by a game developer to do like some splash screen and marketing art for a game that actually just got released on the Nintendo Switch. So it's like
sweet.
Studio's first official like video game, not like some bullshit web game or NFT shit. Like, yeah, I mean it's like a cutesy like little pixel game. It's called Golf Story. But yeah, they contacted us. They said, "Oh, we really like your studio's art station, and we wanted to know if you wanted to do something matching this style and for this game." And I went to their company website and I was like, "Holy shit, this game just came out on the Nintendo Switch." Speaking of games that we were talking about last week, because they had the PlayStation press conference and then the Nintendo Switch press conference. Dude, it was fucking shit. Well, it was cracking me up because I mean Nintendo did show off a couple cool new things, and it's usually their coolest things are always their first party games, the ones that Nintendo actually makes, but dude, it was like everything that wasn't made by Nintendo was like somehow like a farming simulator somehow. It was just like they would like show up something. It was just like, oh, look at this RPG where they're like fighting dragons and there's a housing and farming, and you're like, what the fuck? It's like help the locals and farm. Like I swear to God, like out of everything Nintendo showed last week, like and not being hyperbolic, like 85% of the games that they showed had like a farming village, like people interact, basically like Animal Crossing or like farming simulator, like somehow shoehorned into everything. Like, I mean, like they had a music rhythm game. They're like, yeah, and rhythm farm. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, so crazy. It was kind of like funny, like at a certain point while watching the press conference, because like as soon as like that like feature would come up, and they were showing off a new game, they're like, and farming.
Dude, there's nothing about farming that excites me. I mean, at least not for a fucking video game. Like, going outside, doing that shit, yeah. But like in a video game, like, no, I'm not.
Yeah. Like even when Farmville like took off like on Facebook and shit, I was just like, are you fucking for real? Like, yeah.
Right?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, like I have a cow. I have cow. I'm like, what? You have a cow? Yeah, on Farmville. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Damn it.
Dude, that game that other game that's like that, what is it called? Stardew Valley is like I mean, it's super popular, and I see people just fucking eat that shit up, dude.
Like corn on the cob.
Like corn on the cob.
Postmaster, you know, the game, the only game that I've seen where you could grow weed is in
I've seen the
Grand Theft Auto. You can open up grow rooms in Grand Theft Auto and use that becomes a side business.
Well, dude, even in the handheld one in Chinatown, in Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, you could actually like do weed delivery missions where you'd have to like pick up some sacks and like go.
That's hilarious.
Deliver. I was just like, I'm like delivering weed on my Game
There
Boy
you
handheld
go.
device.
There you go, Past Master. I was sitting here listening to Dan, but watching Past Master try to fucking spell fucking farm here.
Pot fram.
Pot foam. Pot foam. Pot foam. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, like in Grand Theft, there's a whole thing of like going and getting supplies for the grow room, letting it grow, then eventually curing it, then finding a buyer for it and moving your fucking supply. It's kind of fun. But then I don't know, like anything like that. Like once you start grinding and doing dumb shit like that, it's like I don't know. You're like I could be grinding in real life,
right?
It starts to feel silly. So I kind of moved over to those like battle royale games like PUBG and maybe even a little bit of Fortnite. Dude, I got an email yesterday that the shit that I did for Fortnite is like finally gonna get like released.
Nice.
Like one of the dudes who he goes to his locker and puts the mask on and it like turns him into a dragon and shit. Like
well, I saw the new trailer for the new Fortnite season coming out. It looks fucking sick.
I haven't seen it, dude. I'm scared to fucking watch, dude. I don't even want to see anything.
Dude, you want me to describe to you like what happens or what?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're like, like the Fortnite Power Ranger heroes, the ones that they're in the big mech and they kind of wear the Power Ranger suits that you see. They're kind of like there's the one girl that's like it's like a Power Ranger cat, and then there's the other dude. It shows them in like a lab, and they're like looking at some shit. They're like, oh, the chrome shit is multiplying, and it like cracks off the microscope and like touches the one guy's hand and it starts like absorbing him and he's like, oh shit, and he like turns into like silver goo, and then the other guy in there like gets kind of caught, and then the chick is like starts like looking around and she like powers up and she like busts out the ceiling, and then she's all like in Jarvis Iron Man mode. You can see her like in mask with the UI like all around her, and the chrome starts like making towers, and it shows the Fortnite map turning into like all chrome geometrical like crazy alien fucking shape, like fucking shape language like everywhere.
They totally changed the whole goddamn map.
Yeah, to like be all chromified and like have like hexagon tower shaped mountains and shit. It like looks like like nanites have like fucking eaten the map and shit, and then like she explodes and then like crashes and then like something happens and then it like cuts. And it's like Fortnite season 4. I love you too, Jason.
That sounds super gay. No, it sounds like you're like getting sucked into the fucking Tron. That's cool.
Well, at one point she even uses the rift like thingy, like that you can find like in the game. Like she hits like a rift to like escape. And then like uses her suit to like dial in, where it's like she hits the rift and it's just like, what Fortnite universe do you want to go to? And she's like, I want to go to Fortnite universe 697, and like fucking and like boom tubes fucking through the shit. It was a cool trailer.
Hey, you know how I was joking about how they should just redo DC by going to the next universe? Is that what they're doing
with Fortnite?
No, with DC. Apparently, they're like gonna do another reboot with DC.
Oh, I don't know. Just the champagne room? Okay, yeah, fucking all kinds of messages. Chatty.
Yeah.
Really happy for.
I gotta be honest with you. I did start playing a game. Where's the guitar strap? God damn, it's coming. It's coming. There's all kinds of other shit that's here in the drawing that isn't seen yet. Like, so there's like ninja stars. There's all kinds of jibber jabber going on. So don't worry. I will put in the straps, or maybe the straps have already been cut off. God damn, fucking musician in here calling out my guitar. Just kidding. What else? Oh, so the game that I started playing a little bit, dude, I was like, this is kind of fucking dope. Is it's all good, dude. I'm glad you asked, Pastor, because somebody would. I started playing something called How to Survive Part 2. Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
It's like a kind of a up-down view. You're a survivor. You're killing zombies. You're also crafting shit and making.
What's it called again?
How to Survive.
Oh, okay. Right on.
I don't know. It's kind of fun. Apparently, there's some multi-level or multiplayer aspects of it, but I haven't really fucked with it that much, you know. But it's kind of cool. Blah blah blah.
Uh-huh.
What else?
Hey, what's up, Pedro in chat?
Pedro!
80s made consumer, what's going on?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of these people hopping in here. This isn't a fucking...
Yeah.
I put the link in, como se dice, Talented Dubes.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm like talking as I'm sending the link out some more. So, you want to talk about something else that's kind of funny?
What's up?
It's kind of fucking gnarly at the same time. Maitland Ward. Have you ever heard of this chick? Maitland Ward was on a show called Boy Meets World.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with Shia LaBeouf.
Was Shia LaBeouf on that show?
Yeah, wasn't he the boy that meets the world?
Shia Boo Boo?
Yeah, wasn't. Yeah, let me.
I don't think Shia Boo Boo ever did a TV show. I think he's strictly como se dice. I think he's strictly motion pictures.
Oh, I swear to God, I thought Shia LaBeouf was in like a.
I think there's some Savage. There's a Fred Savage involved somehow. Anyways,
yeah.
So she was on the show. She was on the show Boy Meets World, and she had her co-star was Ben Savage.
Okay.
So I guess it's Fred Savage's younger brother. So this chick was on the show. You know, she was like the little red-haired girl. Everything was fine. She is now doing just straight up porn.
Damn.
And she put out a book that's called How Porn Liberated Me from Hollywood.
What's her name? Trina McGee?
Is that another chick who went fucking crazy?
Black chick on Boy Meets World?
I don't know. I'm like scanning it, and it was like they wanted, and then it's like I'm scanning words, and I'm scanning words like they wanted me sexual butt on the show, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on? And it's like they were wanting me to be the sexual butt of the joke on the show. I was like, oh, okay, that's what the sentence was. So this chick, I guess she was on the show, and you know. And she was on a show. She was on White Chicks. She was on a movie called White Chicks.
Yeah. But she's.
I don't recall her at all. There's photos of her if you want to Google, if that's up to you guys. But she's decided that being OnlyFans, being OnlyFans and doing porn is better than Hollywood.
Interesting. But the catering's better.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've never seen a crafts table at fucking on a porn set.
Craft services.
What is it called? I've never worked blue. I've never hey man, we need some storyboards. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're not really sure how this money shot's gonna work out. I'm like,
storyboarding.
Storyboards for the shot. I don't know, man. I don't think you need me. I think you guys can figure it out. I'm just kidding. That's never fucking happened. So yeah, Hollywood is that fucking evil and rotten to its fucking core. Like it's literally, the fucking throne room of Satan.
Right.
Not literal, but the fucking pit of vipers. And this
demon,
woman's
demon lizard people. They're coming for
lizard people pouring up the cob. Right? So
they're coming for your kids.
Oh, man.
They're eating your children, taking your babies,
harvesting their organs. All that stuff, dude. Grinding up the babies, making fucking fruit
harvesting their organs for their.
And that's what this chick is doing. She'd rather
deep occultist.
That's crazy. Anyways,
Hillary Clinton is literally a lizard person.
We're joking. Hey, somewhere in Maryland, which has legal marijuana since 2014, has illegal. It's illegal to drive high, and the police have a setup for you. You can go over there. You can smoke as much weed as you want. They write it down how much, and then you drive on a little course, right? Like a fucking driver's ed course.
Okay.
And then they're like, yeah, see how much you fucked up? Like that's, oh, actually it looks like a fucking video game. My bad. They're like, yeah, okay, so
people, yeah.
You smoke as much weed as you want. And then you get on this little, it looks like Gran Turismo.
Man, I like the first.
You get on Gran Turismo and you fucking and you drive, and then they're like, yeah, the cops are like, yeah, see how much you fucked up? Like you can get yourself killed. But you get to smoke. You get to smoke a lot of weed and play video games.
I know, that's what I was gonna say. The first part of that deal sounds pretty sweet.
And some cop is gonna be standing there and be like, hey, you see how you fucked up over there? Be like, yeah. Good. I don't condone smoking weed and operating heavy vehicles. Probably not a good idea. What else we could throw out? Do you give a shit about fucking Harry? Hello, Harry. You're a wizard, Harry.
Harry Potter or Prince Harry?
He's not a prince anymore.
Yeah, I know. I mean, is that who you were talking about? I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know his last name.
Yeah.
Former Prince Harry or whatever.
Harry Windsor?
No, but I mean that's kind of jacked. I mean, that he's screwed himself. It's kind of like going to a family reunion and they all made shirts for themselves except for one for you because you've been disowned, like.
Dude,
but you
totally.
still get to show up though. But yeah, they didn't make a shirt for you.
You still get a plate though.
You still get a plate.
You still get a plate. You still get a meat and three. You just fucking. Oh. Yeah, and then he couldn't salute, he couldn't do shit. It was just like, you stand right there, You don't move. You fucking don't move. You stand right there. You wear these clothes. This is the clothes you're going to wear. It don't matter if they fit or not. You're going to wear them. And then when you see that coffin, you nod your head. That's it.
Wait, do what now?
Dude, when the queen came by, like everybody around
Oh,
him
yeah.
saluted, and he just like fucking nodded his head, which apparently that was like what he was like told, you know. You know, like, hey, when she comes by, you're not allowed to salute because, you know, you're not wearing your uniform and
Right.
you've given up all your fucking privileges. You married a fucking muggle.
Well, he kind of did. You ain't lying right there.
That's not racist. We're not being racist.
No. Like a non-royal, like, you know.
Yeah.
She's like California nouveau rich, like whatever. Like, isn't her like dad a producer or something like that? A movie producer? Or
Is
like
he?
something like that. Like her family's like in media or some shit.
Oh.
Yeah, she wasn't just like a poor girl from like fucking Alabama or some shit like that. Like her family like had connections.
She went to Hollywood. She rode that couch, got that role, met that prince,
Right?
and destroyed a fucking legacy. Just totally ripped this dude away from his family, moved him out to Cleveland or wherever the fuck they were living. What are they living in? They're living in LA.
I think they're in. I thought they were in Canada or some shit. Or even worse. You know, it's like. But yeah, no. I mean, any interview.
Not too bad.
Any interview you see them do, it's basically just kind of him sitting there almost silently as she fucking jibber jabbers. You know, like he's just totally, yeah, not.
Like and share, ladies.
I know. I'm just saying, like, marriage is a two-way street. You know, like there shouldn't ever be like a power imbalance. Like I don't think in either way. You know, like if you and Carrie were like on a TV show getting interviewed or something like that, like I would imagine like both you guys would probably have like equal amount of things to say and like talk and like neither of you would like sit there like a wallflower until like you're asked a question or some shit like while the other one just fucking spoke, you know, like.
Yeah. You know, at one point me and my wife thought about doing a podcast because we really enjoyed Kevin Smith when he was doing a podcast with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that one?
I don't.
It was like fishies have no eyes. Like there was like really like fun like banter between the two of them, and we were just like looking at each other. We were like, that's what our fucking Sunday mornings sound like, you know. Sitting around the coffee table talking and just like drinking coffee and like being silly and funny, you know, and just talking about shit that we had heard that whole week, you know.
Pedro Ang, our resident black man from South America, says he married a mudblood. And to be honest, Harry was the redhead of the family, so nothing was lost.
Hello, Harry.
Hello, Harry.
Dude, how come they don't show any like some of the students of Hogwarts using like enlargium the penis or something, you know, like using some kind of fucking enlarging magic spell on their shit and like having to go to the nurse because they've created like huge balls.
They had some pretty good Harry Potter episodes on Robot Chicken that were pretty awesome. Like they show up in fucking Dumbledore's black and they're like, Dumbledore? And he's like, yeah, what up? I'm Tracy Morgan. Man, I'm a different dude in every movie. What are you complaining about?
He died.
Yeah, I know. That's why they're like making a joke about it, that they like, you know, just replace him with like a new person, like nothing mattered. But like Harry had his sorcerer's stone that he needed to rub really hard to like get the magic to come out. Rub it out.
I guess I don't need to try to sell this book, right? I mean, people are either fucking down with rock and roll or they're not.
I mean, I think it's always good to show like progress on shit that's happening.
Because tonight I'm gonna stop streaming at 7ish. Just F to the Y.
So that you mean like 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's other like real people streaming tonight, and I gotta do some family shit until 80s made. I think I'm gonna do some 80s made if I could stay up long enough.
Right on.
I'll be working on this page all night. Really jamming on getting to the end of this.
Yeah. I said that, I feel the same way. Like getting this most recent batch of pages from you and getting to hop back on this has been a treat. I was like, oh yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm just kind of running around working different areas right now. I'm just gonna spend the evening working on this. So I'm just kind of like jumping around the page.
I love that it's like a throwback kind of scene and shots that you're choosing from the first time that they fought up on stage.
Yeah.
With the S&M fucking mafia, whatever, dude. It's fucking
yeah. It was like gay muscle men wearing
like gimp suits and shit.
Yeah.
Like bike, but like leather.
But they all were wearing cod pieces.
Yeah, leather buddy.
Filled with sausage meat because they were all like testosteroned out. Do I know what song these guys are playing in the book? Mm-mm. Yes, dude. Frog G is on 80s Made tonight.
Dude, Frog G is doing so killer. I'm like really happy. I
loving it, dude.
I actually got re-inspired by your piece and kind of the way I had been drawing Frog G. That I'm glad Jason's here now. Jason, I think I got a Frog G piece that I'm gonna be drawing and coloring myself. That you may want to turn into a stretch goal print because it's gonna look pretty fucking dope, dude. Like I started sketching it out, but I don't want to show it off yet till I have something substantial. But it's pretty awesome.
Wow, stretch goals. Normally, you make stretch marks. You MILF maker.
Yep, I do that with the sex. I like how calm like fucking Ninja Queen is on there.
Yes, yeah, she's pretty agitated, but just there.
I really like that Dale. I don't know. Has he shown it off yet? You guys, Dale Keown did a Johnny Phantasm piece that some of us have gotten to see that looked pretty fucking fresh.
He showed it off
on Sunday.
Yeah,
that shit was tight.
Yeah, he's like making it a cover. He's making it a shirt. I mean,
right? Yeah, that's what you do when you get something like that.
Oh yeah, dude, you fucking you ream that motherfucker. Is that the right word for it?
Sure.
You're like you rim it.
Yeah, you just
fuck. What the fucking name is that?
You just
like you know what?
You just harvest it. Just fucking...
like PTP called out. It's you're just you're using every piece of the buffalo.
Yeah. Or whale, depending on your culture. I like to take whales down. Just
Oh, really? You're into it?
No, I'm just really into their culture. Those have culturally appropriated it. So I just, every couple of years I go out and I just murder a whale. But I make sure to use every part when I'm done with it. So, yummy, yummy whale meat.
Do you go for dolphins or just
I'd eat a dolphin, sure.
You would?
Why not?
Yeah, I would eat a dolphin.
I mean, like, I'm weird about that. Like, there actually isn't any animal that like I would be like, no, I won't eat that. Like I'm a human first, like, centric person, and it's like, yeah, if it came down to it, like, I would just, like, I don't have any qualms about eating any animal. Like, they're, dogs and cats get a pass just because they're cool, like, domesticated animals that we've had for like a long time. Like, that's the only reason they get a pass, really, because it's like I don't consider them any different. In a situation, they would be a food source like any other.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Dog?
Dude, if it was like, if we lived in a post-apocalyptic scarcity, yeah, and I just saw like if it was a wild dog, that was just like, not one that I was gonna like make like, my tribe's like, hunting hound or something like that. Yeah, I'd fucking take that fucker down and fucking eat it up.
It's a wild dog. I can see that, yeah.
It'd be just like, imagine, like, I can imagine living.
Well, have you ever seen The Road?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if I was like living primitive style out on like the South African savannah, like, I wouldn't care if I killed a fucking hyena or a wild dog or a fucking antelope. Like, all that shit's food,
Yeah.
Just different shapes.
I was watching this guy get interviewed, and he was like one of the last fucking hunter-gatherers on the planet. He lives next to a lake in Africa, on the western side of Africa. I'm talking primitive as fuck. Oh, fuck, dude.
What?
Hold on.
Who's back there?
I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh, what's up? There's 80s man.
Hey, guys.
Call man.
No, bro, I literally just got here.
Also, what up, bitches?
Can you hear me?
Oh, shit, there's Tommy Mark. What up?
Oh, hey, Tommy Mark.
Hello.
Let's see.
What's going on, guys?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
man. You did.
Well, yeah, I bounced on a show earlier today, and they couldn't hear me at first. I was just making sure you guys could hear me today.
You sound amazing, dude.
Awesome. Hey, Tommy Mark. Nice to see you again, brother.
Yeah, man. How are you doing?
I can't complain. I'm having a hell of a day, and I'm just hanging out. My wife got off early, so then like I've been able to hang out on daytime streams. So I was like, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Like today we had the Queen's funeral here, which means I'm gonna give another like 24 hours before I finally stop like holding back all the shit that I wanted to say like for 2 weeks or whatever.
There you go.
I gave you your grieving time, everyone. Now buckle up.
Ride. That's the way to do it. That's funny.
I mean, all humans are worthy of critique, and it's good of you to have at least had the respect to give her time of mourning if you actually did have critique about like, anything that she might have done. And I know you're a big student of history, Mark, so it's like, even I know like your opinion may be subjective on some things, but like being the student of history that you are, I know that you'll be objective about the actual historical facts. So
yeah.
And if anybody's gonna say anything, it's him. I mean, he's
right?
British, right?
Right.
Very true. Yeah. Yeah, I was hanging out on a stream, and like somebody, James, he's in Canada, and he was just going, crying, like a little upset, and I was just like, I'm bored. I don't want to listen. I don't care.
Well, I mean, and it's at least legitimate to
I want to stop talking to you now.
Pretty much.
whether you have praise or critique, I think it's actually more valid than trying to do it to retroactively to someone that wasn't even alive really during your generation. You're like trying to like critique Roosevelt or like fucking Churchill or some shit like that. You're like, dude,
yeah,
to even take yourself out of like your own situation is hard enough, but to take yourself out of your own time period and think of like how they might have been thinking, that's like close to impossible. Back in time.
Gotta go back in time. So just let me go back to this hunter gatherer guy real quick because it's kind of crazy. Yeah. So they're like, hey man, so like what's important to you? And he's just like, yeah, man, meat and honey.
Yeah.
So what happens when you die? Yeah, I don't know. That's not what we think about. And they're like, this dude is like asking him like questions, and the guy's like not registering it. Like all he cares about is meat and honey. And like what Billy was saying was like, oh, well, what does meat mean? It's like whatever we can fucking kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, whatever. Dude.
You know what I mean? It was like that night they were gonna go hunt some bababoons, and while the baboons were,
I was gonna say like I'll eat some monkeys.
Like, roll up on them.
Jump some
funny.
monkeys.
It was like, oh really? So what kind of meat do you eat? And the guy was like, like he was like saying
just
the words
everything,
and then fucking like Tarzan, Lord of Greystoke. He was like saying the fucking
doing the onomatopoeia,
yeah, like he was like making like what a sound is, you know, what the animals were sounding, and then they're like, oh man, well, like what fucking scares you, you know, what are you worried about? And the guy was like, he like looked around and he was like lions. Like that, dude. It was like fucking hell, dude. Like,
yeah, I need a lion though.
Like, I mean, yeah, he's scared the fucking lions are gonna jump and kill him and shit, you know. And so it's like, yeah, we're just constantly thinking about finding honey and getting some of that meat. You know, it's like so basic. And I mean, he's buck naked, sitting in the dirt, but God bless him.
Yeah, very true. Yeah,
quite the testimonial by Matt Barr. He's butt naked, but
yeah,
God bless him.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's like I like, you know, if you go downtown Athens or go down to downtown any, you know, maybe Portland, you see a bunch of like splatter punks or like shitty little asshole kids sitting on the corner with, you know, they're panhandling, and it's like, if you really don't like society, like just strip fucking naked and go live in the fucking woods.
It's very true. Very true.
I would have way more respect for you if you were like, fuck you, society. And like they just like start building shit in Yosemite, you know, or like they just,
you got to use those Fortnite skills for something.
I mean, I don't even see these are like early 20s, mid 20s kids that I'm seeing, you know, like all their clothes look really like dirty gray because they've all been just like living on train tracks, and maybe they have like a dog with them. You know how they fucking roll.
Yeah, wearing
dreadlocks,
wearing denim corduroys with patches.
Yeah, man,
corduroy jeans. Yeah,
like just like if you don't want to be part of it, that's fine.
Dude,
if you don't want to sign the communal contract, the social contract, you can do LSD and still be a part of the social contract.
Yeah,
but if you want to just sit there, go fucking live in the woods.
Yeah. No,
yeah, like we don't have enough woods to do that here. You're right, in America.
That's where the Jabberwockies live and shit, and the fucking the werewolves.
Yeah.
The truth is, here at least, if you tried to move to the woods, someone would come and say, "You don't own this woods," and move you from there. And it.
Very true.
What do they say? These are the king's woods.
Pretty much, yeah.
People get found like living in the woods and shit, like after years or whatever doing it, and then they get ticketed or sent to jail. Like it happens because like at some point, like sometimes they go stealing shit. So I mean, like that's probably how they get caught. But you always hear that, like you're not supposed to, but people.
I knew a guy that lived in in a quote unquote tree house of his making that was pretty much just like an apartment that he had made out in the woods like over a couple of years time. I'm like, dude, how are you living? Like he had power and like everything. It was like up in 2 different trees. It was like Swiss Family Robinson and shit.
Was it the Unabomber?
No. But I remember like seeing like a year later in the news, like the police like finding his place, and they're like, the police find like it was like I was just like, yep. I'm like, it was only so long before dude. No, he had like a full bed made of like driftwood and like antlers and shit. Like fucking, it was like he had like working
engineer that stuff.
Yeah, but like some hiker like saw it and then like contacted the person who like owned that big plot of land, and like
I've heard stories of like what 80s Made was saying, just like, oh, some guy had been living out there for like 20 years, and like he got caught because he was like sneaking into people's garages and shit and like taking stuff, and like people were finding like, oh, there's a fucking bucket that went missing, and like I remember one story, like people knew about him. And we're like, hey, where'd that fucking paintbrush go? I guess fucking Gary took it. You know what I mean?
Oh, Gary.
Fucking crazy old Gary. Like, did you see Sasquatch? Nah, man, that was Gary.
God damn it, Gary.
Yeah. That's funny. Like, if it turns into your like town lore, that's actually pretty funny. But yeah, it's kind of like an inconvenient problem. Oh man, I needed that bucket.
I know.
Crazy. You ever hear? There was a story. I used to when I lived in Rhode Island, I used to work in the mall out there. The mall is ridiculously huge, and there's this actual story. You can find it on YouTube. Like they tell the whole thing, and there's police reports and all this shit. Well, when they were building it, they didn't do something right, so it basically created this fucking like big room, but it was like hard to get to it. Like you had to like squeeze through it, kind of walk sideways kind of thing, like down this like hallway to get to it, and then it opened up to this like big room. Well, these dudes figured that out, and they turned that shit into an apartment. They like actually snuck in tools and materials and everything, and like put up walls and like built this fucking room. But then like when they found it, they found like couches, a china cabinet, like all kinds of crazy shit. And you're like, how did you get it in here? They had like a PlayStation, they ran electricity, and they lived there for years. Like they used to like go and hang out and stuff because I think they worked there, but then they turned out living there and stuff. It was like kind of a weird thing. Yeah, they did it for years. Yeah, it's like you know these people, they work really hard to be lazy.
Exactly.
A lot of work.
That's what I was like, dude. It took him so long to like bring out like all the wood and like infrastructure to like build it. Because I'm like, dude, you actually have like a working sink that's like stainless steel. Like, it's like he had to like figure out, how to get the water in there, and I was just like, dude, this is like, it was impressive, but I was just like you said, it's like, I'm like, man, that's like, working really hard to like not have to pay rent somewhere.
Right, it's crazy. Yeah, absolutely crazy. I was like, I heard stories like that, but then like to think of like the living out in the woods, like I don't mind camping and all that stuff, but that's your permanent position in life. You're gonna live in a tent, because like not all of them build out those like badass like tree houses and stuff. A lot of them they come across and they're like just tents and shit. And
just, like, with trash all around it.
Yeah, you're like that's what you decided to do for the rest of your life.
Feces 5 feet from the tent and shit.
Yeah, I
like,
couldn't.
Is that some sort of abstract painting? Like, no, that's where they fuck.
Oh God, dude.
Yes. Yeah, no, I couldn't imagine that kind of lifestyle, but I what do you say?
I like the way that Billy said feces and shit. Like, they're like different things.
Feces and shit.
Very true. Yeah, but like and you said there's not a lot of woods where you are, Common Mark, but like to think about that, how many people, even just in the past decade, I've heard like they're like, if this happens, I'm giving up on society. I'm like, go ahead. And they don't. They never do. They're always going to run away to Canada. They're always going to leave the country. They're always going to do this, and then they don't, because the iPhone and their car payment, that shit's important to them. So they just can't. They can't break away. But they're all talk. So yeah, you said
it's hard.
It is hard. It is. I used to say F social media. I was like, man, fuck that shit. I don't need social media. And I was like, and I didn't for years. And now look at me. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter like all goddamn day. It's like my lifestyle now. I was swearing off cell phones. I was like, cell phones are the devil. The government's tracking you. Like I was like one of those dudes. I was like, I have no social media presence like under my real name at all until I showed up on YouTube. And I'm like, hey, Just Made Consumer is who I am. And this is what I do. And this was this last February.
Oh,
so,
dude,
like,
I remember that day. Actually, I was actually watching. I don't remember what stream it was, but I was actually watching a Comicsgate stream, and somebody was just like, "Yeah, if you're just gonna hide behind an avatar and a fake internet name, don't expect to be trusted in this community. Like, if you want to be a working artist here, because it's like it's." Some people will be okay with it, but it's really weird when it's like you're trying to be a creator that wants to either get paid or like do a book and you're still like kind of hiding behind an avatar and not like a real name, so like I was just like I was like, oh shit, yeah, like I need to go change my avatar and my name on YouTube right now, and like immediately like just went and did that, and I was just like I want I'm like, yeah, because I want if I am going to get work, I want people to know me like by my actual name so they can actually find me on the internet and not like have to like find some like, oh look, it's Ghost Monster, like there's like my Pac-Man internet handle, like
That's just funny. Yeah, this is my only if you look for 80s man, that's all you find is me. So that's all I did. And like if I ever put out a book, I would actually do like a pen name, but it's not even like because I'm weird about people finding me. It's just I got a shitty family and I don't want anything to do with that. So that's why I do it this way.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I understand that too, but like even my position, I was just like, I don't even want to. Because especially at the time, like I don't have a book that I want to put out because then I would possibly stay under a pen name. I'm like, I'm trying to get like hired. Like I want to. I want to find work. So it's like if you're someone that's like trying to find work, like you can't really be under a pseudonym looking for work. I mean, at least in my opinion, like from my perspective, I was like, yeah, like can't be like, yo, what's up? My name's Liquid.
That'd be funny though. I mean, I'd hire you. Be like that weird pot dealer that like you're like, oh yeah, that dude.
Solid Snake.
Well, I didn't even come up with the name Commie Mark. Like that was given to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, but yours is even like it's still part of your real name though. Like you're not using your
my
full,
real name's Tommy Jones.
Yeah. No, well, see, I'm not an artist. I'm not anything. I'm just a dude that likes shit from where I was born. Like, so anything from the 80s and 90s, I just like talking about it, man. And then like I just happened to buy Comicsgate books, and I really like comic books. I'm a nerd, and that's how I kind of got in here. And like, Comicsgate guys found me. They started watching the show. Pretty much like my audience is a whole ton of Comicsgate YouTubers. Like they don't seem to watch anybody else. So I was just like, well, the audience chose me, and that's why I'm cool. Here. Yeah, so like I wasn't ever coming in here going, hey, I got a book, or hey, I'm an artist. Like I'm not shit. I'm just a fat guy on the internet that likes to talk about toys.
Nice.
I just like comic books. So yeah. And then so I wasn't trying to do that. So that's why I didn't care.
Are you a cartoon or anime fan too?
Well, I like cartoon, and then it's great because I got my.
I mean, like now. From the. I mean, I'm saying like even from that era.
I'm gonna tell you now. Yeah. I watch cartoons now with my kid. I got a 5-year-old, so we've been watching nothing but the 80s cartoons. So I grew up watching that stuff. Big fan. Like all my T-shirts and stuff. Like all the shirts I wear, all from like the 80s. So like I got a lot of the cartoon shirts too, like Thundercats, He-Man, all that stuff. I got the He-Man, Grayskull back there. Like we watched those shows all the time, me and my kid. I loved them then. I never really got into anime. Obviously, I watched Voltron when I was a kid, but I had rabbit ears. We didn't have cable, so the only thing I had access to was whatever was available. So I remember Voltron. I never got into anime. I missed that whole thing. And then, I remember going to school and I heard a lot of the names. So a lot of things are familiar, but then Brandon, the anime guy, he started following me on YouTube. I know he's he gets some Comicsgate books and stuff, super friendly there. And he's got his own channel talking about anime. So I watched him and I picked up a couple, stuff like that, but I didn't really gotten into it all that much. I got my kid into it. So I've got her a whole bunch of the Studio Ghibli movies. So she's super into those.
Yeah, dude. My kid loves Totoro, dude.
Yeah, she loves
Totoro.
Her favorite is Princess Mononoke. That's her favorite one.
Me too.
Yeah, and then I got shit because like she's 5, and they're like, "Whoa, that that movie like pretty much should have been rated R." Like, whoa, and it's like, man, I said when we were kids, I remember watching The Howling when I was like young. I remember like watching the Kurt Russell in The Thing. Like those are the movies I remember.
I mean,
this is
I would
tame.
Yeah, I would say that, like, I mean, the only reason I wouldn't show Mononoke for a kid wouldn't be because of the subject matter, or I mean, it would be because of the subject matter, but not because it's too adult. I think that it just might be like for some kids a little bit too dense, where they're just like,
Nah,
yeah, I'm not feeling this. But
Nope,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I would
yeah.
never like shield it from a kid for like that should be rated R. I'm like, no, that's some of the themes in that are pretty just universal. Like, hey, kind of, you should
really
take it
It's
to the
like
earth.
some of the decapitations and
Yeah.
that shit didn't bother me because like it wasn't like direct on like human like humans killing humans like that it depends on what it is. But we watched The Predator together, so I'm fine with that. My wife
I was like watching it. I started watching Princess Mononoke the other day, just like I was like, man, I haven't seen this in a while, and I started watching it, and that kid is riding badass on that fucking
red elk,
elk or whatever, and is like, hey, stop chasing me, samurai, stop chasing me. They don't listen to him. And he starts letting arrows fly that are fucking decapitating those dudes.
Yeah,
and he just like rides off, and then like the
decapitating
next scene,
and dismembering. Like
the next scene, he's like eating fucking rice and fucking eating underneath the waterfall. It was just like, what the
but that stuff didn't bother me because it was all cartoon, it was all anime. Like that didn't bother me. It'd be like different if that same exact scene was in like a regular like live action movie. That way, like it wouldn't. But then, like I said, we watched Predator, and there's the scene where the guy's skin's off, and like she and I meant to cover her eyes at that point, but I got distracted by Twitter, and she goes, "Oh man, look what Predator did to those guys!" And I said, "That's my girl." But like I got 5 kids, and like my older kids, I would have never showed them those movies. Like she's a whole different animal. Like she likes scary movies. Like she doesn't have nightmares. She's never played the game of like, oh, there's a monster in my closet. None of that shit. She doesn't get scared for anything. And she likes all the creepy stuff. She likes to play that way. So that's that. But yeah, so I liked Mononoke. I thought she was all right with it, and it's her favorite.
Well, if you're really into, obviously that you go by the name.
Oh Lord, he's gonna bring up that fucking show.
No, that's more recent. I was just gonna say there's a lot of stuff
that he brings up all the time.
No, there's so much good anime from the 80s that like is just still stands up so well to this day, especially like within the cyberpunk genre. Like during the 80s and 90s, man, so much good cyberpunk stuff came out. Like that's why I originally switched from American comics to manga in the 90s, because I'm really, really into robots and shit. And there was just nothing that like America, like the West, could touch when it came to just like robotic design and cool cyberpunk shit.
I think
like
some of the stuff that I really liked in
they
American comic books, I was seeing it a lot. I was like, oh, this is what American, like I was like, oh, I love Joe Madureira a lot. And then I was like, oh, Battle Angel Alita. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Which just, Hail Joe, I got nothing against him, but I was like, oh, I see what you're reading, and this is fucking dope, And then what else is like Appleseed? I love fucking Appleseed, dude. Just for like the tech, just for like the level of tech and shit.
Just like you remember we did a Twitter thing the other day of like favorite animes. You even did Dominion Tank Police, like.
Yeah, dude.
That was dope,
Dominion Tank Police, like, and this is all like late 80s, early 90s stuff. It was just,
but shit, dude,
they literally,
Guyver
there was like
this dope. 80s made called out Guyver, and I'm like, oh my fucking god.
There was a golden period there where it's just like they literally figured out an entire language to that type of sci-fi that they still use to this day. When you see it, it's just like, oh no, they established that literally in like 1987 with this, when this guy like came up with that idea, it's like such a magic time.
I didn't even know that these streams could go down to negative viewers.
So no, I was like, I never got into really any of this stuff when I was a kid, but I watched Guyver when I was a kid. I watched the live action ones, the one with Mark Hamill, and then the second one, which I haven't seen in years. I have to try to track that down. But it was after, as I was watching Brandon the Anime Guy's show, that I even learned that Guyver had an anime, and I was like, I gotta go check this out.
Guyver was some stuff that I had found out early on visiting Chinatown. you know, that somebody, you know, I was like, oh,
Downtown,
that's
Chinatown.
I got going downtown to Chinatown,
Chinatown.
and I saw a bunch of Guyver stuff, Guyver toys and shit.
It
So I was
awesome.
aware of it. But then I saw the movies. It was like, oh, they're making a fucking Guyver movie, and I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? It's they got the guy who says dynamite in it. Right? It was like dynamite. Like I was
Jimmy
like,
Walker?
what the fuck is this? Yeah, JJ Walker is in it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, this is horrible. And so I just tried to ignore it. But I memory hold that. The second one,
everyone says the second one's better.
Yes.
But
well, I will say, dude, the Japanese live action Guyver, like, well, here's the other thing is at least when I lived in Japan and for a good many decades, like Japanese cinema, with the exception of Akira Kurosawa, is garbage.
Yeah,
like it's it's really bad. It's and it's so weird that they can't seem to like pull off cinematography and acting really good when the animation direction is so good, you know.
Dude,
and
that's that's like other countries in general. I think Europe is pretty close behind us, but yeah, dude, Japan for a long time just looked fucking weird.
Well, and the acting is just really stiff and bad because like the Guyver live action in Japan is like, you know, visually looks cool, but like the acting and pacing of the movie is like
how close is Message from Space and the first Star Wars?
I don't know.
There's a lot of like ones that are like that. They're like which one's the ripoff? There's so many.
Well, I mean,
I never saw that one though.
The production wise, like Message from Space looks like fucking dog shit. And it's supposed to be like the biggest production of that time, and it almost looked like an opera. You know what I mean? It looked like goofy, weird opera shit, like kabuki looking stuff. And then you have Star Wars, and it was like, fuck you.
Yeah, I never really gotten any of that stuff. Like I had access to like a lot of the older like Chinese cinema, and so like I had gotten to that. So I don't even own anything that's other than, you know, Godzilla. You know, I don't have anything from Japan. So I have a lot of the kung fu stuff out of China.
Yeah, I think I prefer from Asia. Not preferred, but for earlier, I think I was jamming on the kung fu shit.
Yeah, kung fu shit
before, like, and then some of the anime, but definitely not the kaiju shit. Like, I was not interested in any fucking Godzilla stuff.
Well, that's the only thing I got was Godzilla, and then like I didn't realize it was like a whole culture thing until I became an adult, and everyone's like, you know, that whole like they kind of soaked up the Japanese culture, and they're like, oh my god, look at all this, and I'm like, what is all this?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, with Godzilla, there's like Godzilla generations. There's like, you know, I mean, because there's like 50 some odd movies, and there's like every 10 or 12 years, like Godzilla's look would slightly change, and it would turn over to a new set of like directors and stuff, you know. So it went through its kind of like semi-realistic. Yeah, well, it went like semi-realistic, and then it got kind of like goofy and cartoony.
Yeah,
and then it went back to kind of trying to be like more serious. Yeah, it's bounced back and forth several times. I'm a Godzilla fan. I like me some Godzilla.
I do like the new Godzilla movies. I like the Godzilla King of the Monster, and then Godzilla.
Oh, with the Kong. Yeah.
See, I didn't like
it was just popcorn movie, dude. I was
it definitely was.
Fucking took a bong hit. Yeah. Had a fucking beer, had a bowl of popcorn, and was just like, fuck it. Yeah. Fuck it, let's do this. You're going to the middle of the earth? You're getting rid of helicopters? Now you have fucking space. Fuck it. Let's go.
Let's go. Fuck it. Let's go. It's good.
You know, that's going to be my morale patch. Fuck it. Let's go.
No, they are. So I'm a big fan of gorillas. Like, I don't know if you can tell. You know, it's kind of my thing. It's my avatar. I love gorillas. Always have. And so, like, King Kong is my shit, man. And, like, so I liked that first King Kong movie. I thought it was pretty good. But, again, popcorn flick, you know, the whole thing, forget about it. I watched the last one. It was fine. But the King of Monsters, I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I mean, it was just, again, like you said, shut off your brain, eat the popcorn. But like it was fine. I didn't have any negatives on it. It's just that I have to have that rewatchability because I don't have cable. I don't have, you know, really streaming. We just do the Amazon because my wife was in the military, so we can send shit when she's overseas. That's why we have it.
Is she still in the military?
Yeah, she still is. Yeah, I was. I got out and then she stayed in because she wanted to do the whole career thing. And
what do you Navy?
Yeah, Navy.
Oh, nice. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all the rides.
Yeah, no problem. I was like,
I was in the Marine Corps. I
okay.
always say,
I thought you were gonna play the thanks for your service thing. I'm like, I hate that.
Oh, thanks for your service too.
No,
but I mean, I always say thanks for the
don't
thanks
do
for
that. Don't do
no,
that.
thanks for the ride. I always say
Yeah.
thanks for the rides to everywhere I needed to go, and thanks for picking me up whenever I fell down.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like
Yeah.
that. I appreciate that. Yeah, but the thanks for your service, I hate that because I was in the Navy. I didn't have any real sacrifice other than like, family shit and stuff like that. But like I didn't see people die. I didn't have any crazy shit like that. So like when people say thank you for your service, I was like feel guilty. Like, no, man.
I mean,
I got paid by taxpayer dollars to
you still
ride
made
a boat.
you still made an active choice that if
True.
something did go down, you would have like been there.
Right.
So,
No,
like,
I get that. But yeah, I was a tech weenie. So I'm the guy who like was in charge of a radar system that controlled missiles and shit. So like I would see stuff and I saw some stuff happen.
Oh, nice.
In Syria.
Our MOS is probably overlapped then because I developed software for satellite encryption for like the orders for like missile strikes and shit.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it was like
somebody made an order, sent it through the system that that I helped build, and then it would come down to you guys, and then you'd press a button, and then people would die.
I didn't even get to press the button. My radar is what controlled the guys, that got to push the button. So I was the guy next to that guy.
Nice.
Yeah. Sounds like I saw it happen. But yeah, I watched a lot of radar. I fixed a lot of shit, and like that's what I did. And so watched a lot of TV, played a lot of video games. Saw the world on the taxpayer's dime. So yeah, I'm like, they're like, oh, thank you for your service. I'm like, no problem. It just makes it awkward for me. Yeah. And then like when other dudes in the military and they say the same thing, I'm just like, okay. And then I don't say it back. I never say it back ever.
Do we need to wrap up, man? I heard your daughter there, and you said till 7 o'clock. Oh, he already he even stepped away already.
Oh, okay,
yeah. I think I need to go ahead and wrap it up.
All right, brother.
All right.
Let everybody get ready for their other streams for this evening. So
yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So let's go around. So what do you got going on tonight? 80s.
Tonight we're doing a watch party, which we do every Monday. But tonight we're watching Hell Comes to Frogtown. We said we dropped the link, and then you guys can watch it on another screen. Love that movie. And we're gonna have Frog G, Ink Spots, and Jason. We're gonna have them on. They're gonna watch the movie with us, give their whatever commentary. We're gonna have laughs and enjoy the movie. And then the movie we're gonna be promoting Frog G, the book, and Voodoo Gods and Magic. Super excited about that. So that's how we do it. So anybody that wants to come and promote a book, we make them watch a movie.
That's awesome. Yo, I haven't seen that movie.
It's
great.
I'm
excited.
Man.
I hope the link works for me. You got a link?
Well, if even worst case scenario, like somehow your internet sucks or whatever, and it kicks you again. Like I hate when it does that. I hate it's this weird program, but like you seem to be one of the few guys that has that problem. But if it kicks you, stick around and take the link and just watch the movie with us.
Copy.
Stay in the chat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Worst case
Word
scenario.
up.
But yeah. All right, but yeah, no, definitely. Thanks for having me on. And then if you guys don't know where I am, 80s Made Consumer, you can find me the same way on Twitter and on YouTube.
Word.
All one word.
It was good to finally actually get to hang out with you, dude.
Yeah.
What's going on, Mark? Got anything going on?
No, I'm gonna go to bed and have hot sex.
Nice.
Yeah,
you got something going on. What are you talking about? You got an active campaign called Krishna Kid.
Yeah, it's fine. It's on I extended the campaign yesterday. We're in the second 30 days now.
Okay.
It's at 66%, which is great. I fully expected to have to fight from day 1 to day 60 to be funded. And if you offered me on day 1 50% at 50% of the way through, I'd have taken that in it. So we're still ahead of schedule, still on track to
nice
and stuff. So
we got this, dog.
Yeah.
Billy, what the hell are you working on?
We'll be promoting it again.
This is a panel from Rock and Roll Ninja.
Look at my boys.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
My guys, man. It's like I'm not going to show my own shit. I just love my guys. You don't have to buy my book or not. It's like taking the 3 coolest G.I. Joe guys and then having them go train with Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes and just taking their shit to another level.
Yeah.
But and they play rock and roll music and shit.
Dude, it's for me. It's like getting to getting to watch and work on my favorite series, because it's like every time Matt sends me a new batch of pages, I get to, because I have the script, but like I didn't want to spoil myself, so I've been like actually taking it in as he's been delivering me pages, and yeah, it's been quite the treat, and it's going to be in your hands soon. We're building up to a crescendo of an ending of a book.
Wrap it the fuck up. All right, man. So everybody, thank you so much, and peace out. See you in the chats. Hell.
Bye.
Bye. Whatever.